Sifting through the rubble of a 5-alarm fire in Emeryville, the apartment and retail project on San Pablo Avenue went up in flames this morning. This is the same construction site burned down back in July. 35 people have been evacuated from an area where a crane is in danger of collapsing, and several streets in the area are still shut down.
That is right. The fire is out, but the danger is far from over. That's because the top portion of that crane has collapsed and the bottom portion is now leaning. So the police have set up a collapse zone and evacuated 35 people from 15 nearby homes. Oh my God! A giant fireball lit up the night sky.
Looked like something had blew up.
And the sound of falling debris and the crackling of burning wood woke up neighbors just before 5 a.m.
Flames were like shooting everywhere.
The fire was so strong you felt the heat.
Oh! A neighbor shot this video before firefighters arrived. The building was already engulfed.
It just got really hot, really fast.
The sky was red. I mean, wow, it was beautiful, but it was scary.
Burning embers rained down on nearby houses, causing many spot fires.
It looked like snow on fire. Felt like an apocalypse almost because they were all over the place.
Firefighters say the embers sparked this roof fire about 2 blocks away from the original scene, causing major damage to the back of the house.
It's Mother's Day weekend, and it's just sad. You know, I mean, you're ruining people's property.
Back at the main scene, it took firefighters more than an hour to bring the 5-alarm fire under control. All the neighbors suspect arson.
This is the second time. This isn't by accident. This isn't no coincidence.
Lightning don't strike in twice. Not in the same spot. Not the same complex.
Somebody just don't want to see that building go up.
Construction worker Cruz Vivian has the same suspicion. He came here to see what's left of his job site.
It's gone. Everything is gone. Everything that we did, it's gone.
He left the building around 3:30 yesterday afternoon. He says they already finished all 6 floors and put in brand new windows. The project was almost done.
I can't believe this happened. I don't know who would want to do that. I mean, it was a nice big building.
The building is a complete loss. The good news, no one was hurt. Alameda County fire investigators and ATF agents are now investigating this. Juliet, they believe this is a suspicious fire.
Wow. Now, Dawn, we know the smoke could be seen for miles, but you say the ashes spread just as far?
Yes, my mom actually lives about 4.5 miles away from here. She called me earlier this morning saying ashes were covering her yard and her roof. So, yeah, it is quite an impact around this area here.
Absolutely. All right, Daw, thank you.
Well, it was hard to fight that fire. The flames so hot, crews had to keep their distance. KPIX5's Devin Fehely continues with our team coverage.
The crane had crashed down. Immediately, I was like, not again.
From the rooftop of his apartment, Tico Alejandro says he watched in disbelief and with an overwhelming sense of deja vu as the apartment building a block from his home burned to the ground for a second time.
I honestly don't think it's a coincidence. I think this was intentional somehow. I hope they do find out the cause of it, to be honest. It's quite worrying, to be honest.
The entire building was fully involved.
But because the building was under construction and empty, firefighters could battle the blaze from relative safety outside its walls, employing a strategy they've nicknamed surround and drown, dousing the flames with water from ladders stretching hundreds of feet into the air. The early morning fire painted the pre-dawn sky burnt orange and jet black and sent a shower of ash and embers over nearby neighborhoods. Investigators described this morning's fire as suspicious, coming less than a year after an earlier blaze gutted the building. This is the Google Street View from June of 2016, 1 month before the first fire struck. Nearly a year later, its cause, despite a federal investigation by ATF agents, is still undetermined. The developer, Holiday Development, would rebuild, only to see the new construction go up in flames this morning.
We don't know if it was intentional because it's still under investigation. When they complete the investigation, we'll be able to determine exactly where the fire started.
In Emeryville, Devin Fehely, KPIX5.
As you just saw, the damage is extensive.
Our Devin Fehely launched Skydrone 5 to take a closer look from above.
We were able to launch Skydrone 5 just before 9 o'clock this morning. The sun had come up and firefighters have been able to knock down all but the most stubborn remnant of this fire. But it was daylight that revealed the true extent of the damage. This apartment complex that was just months away from completion was a total loss, a burnt-out shell. Most of the building had collapsed in upon itself as it burned. A remnant of the facade remained, but not much else. And right as we were getting ready to launch, one of firefighters' greatest fears appeared to come to fruition. The ash and embers that spread from this fire had sparked a secondary blaze on the roof of a home about a block away. We were able to use Skydrone 5 to capture firefighters' heroic efforts as they battled that new blaze from the rooftop. They were eventually able to put that fire out, but firefighters say that they will be here for at least the next 24 hours to monitor this fire to make sure that it does not flare back up or spread to any of the neighboring homes. In Emeryville, Devin Fehely, KPIX 5.
We'll have crews at the fire scene all evening long. Stay with KPIX 5 and CBSSF.com for the very latest.